Hello, hockey fans. This is Dan Rusanowski. You're watching Bay Area Sports Wrap.
Yeah, let's go back and watch it a little bit, but slow first. Trying to do some things that we've talked about a lot through training camp, and really talked a lot this morning. We saw some positivity in that regard. Thought we got better as the game went on for sure.
It was pretty much your D-core tonight was pretty much the one you'll have, I assume, next Thursday.
Yeah.
How did it look to you, just that those six guys together? I guess?
Yeah, at moments it looked pretty solid. At moments it was a struggle. It was a struggle with our puck play and breaking out pucks, which is something that we've talked a lot about, and that gets us in trouble a lot in our D zone, and gets us stuck in our D zone against really good players, and it's their full team, right? So some things we got to clean up for sure.
So power play immediately in the second period. How much did that work for the momentum of your guys, and then eventually end up in overtime?
Yeah, huge. We needed the power play is going to be important for us this year, and it's been good through all preseason and the exhibition games, and obviously personnel-wise, it's moved around, and different guys in different spots tonight, and we'll probably be tomorrow the same thing. So as we turn the page through this preseason, we got to make sure our power play is dialed in.
Big night tonight for Gush and Cardwell. What were your takeaways from those two guys' games?
Yeah, I thought Gush did really responded after just a slow first period, and had her second and third was good. Him and Costin in overtime had a good shift, and did some really good things. Going to go back and look at it, and I'm sure there's some things that we need to improve on, and some smaller detail things that he needs to clean up, as his cards, and he knows that, but did some good things.
How impressed were you by VTech once again?
Really good. Yeah, he was solid, tracking pucks, kept us in the hockey game, and we were probably under siege a little bit at times.
Does he look like he is in a mid-season form?
Yeah, I think he looks really good. You'd have to ask him how he looks.
Ryan, you mentioned on Tuesday that you guys weren't even close to being where you wanted to be at this point. With one game left, how many spots are actually up for grabs tomorrow?
I wouldn't say there's tomorrow's a decision day. We've been looking at these players for 2 weeks now, and some guys into the rookie tournament. So the evaluation has been since they stepped foot in the building, way back in early September. So, I thought we took a step forward in that direction. We still got a ways to go.
Alex Wunderberg talked about how there maybe felt like there were times where maybe the team let the foot off the gas a little bit and let allowed some easy breakouts. You're still looking for that consistent 60. How can you guys get there?
Keep practicing. Keep hammering the points home. That's important to us. Important to the way how we have to play. We got to be more consistent for a lot longer periods of time in our identity of how we want to play, and we got to execute. We got to execute coming out of our own end. Our puck play has to clean up, or we're going to see similar nights like this where we just can't kind of generate any offense on the side of it.
Looked like this was Will Smith's probably most comfortable preseason game. What were your assessments of his game?
Yeah, I thought he was good at times. And again, another guy that's just learning how pace and the fast the tempo is out there. And obviously, this is their lineup. This is they're deep down the middle with their four centers, and obviously matching up against McTavish at times. He's going to be in a learning curve of how heavy these centers are in this league and how you can't take your foot off the gas. But some really good teaching points for him tonight.
The two goals you gave up at 5-on-5 and were kind of similar. You had forward just speed up the ice by one of their forwards. Is there kind of a learning lesson there for the forwards that got beat? It's just kind of sometimes you just got to put your head down and not think about other stuff. Yeah, and that's been the message since day one, right? So don't take a breath on our track backs. We don't have a great gap with our defensemen. And ends up in the back of the net in a 1-1 hockey game, and those are mistakes that just can't happen. So, and in the first goal, we blow coverage at an ozone face-off loss, and it goes from a ozone possession time to in the back of our net, and the momentum change of the game. So we have to start realizing these moments on how crucial they are.
So how much of a learning and teaching moment is this type of game where you have multiple power plays, you have overtime, and you have a shootout? So how important is this type of game?
Yeah, really important. Every game's important. Every game's a good teaching tool. Look, we're going to make mistakes. We're going to continue to work with our guys and teach them and help them through the process. The younger guys, the older guys, there's some new systematic things that we're doing. So it's going to take some time of kind of learning through our mistakes, but we can't stop teaching the players.
You said consistently that throughout the preseason that the goaltender was your best player of the night. It looked like maybe that was the case again tonight, but is that sort of a thing that, as good as that is, that's got to kind of stop in a way that you're kind of putting too much on them?
Yeah, well, I mean, the Florida Panthers won, arguably because of their goalie. So the goalie has to be good. He's the backbone of the team. But yeah, we got to be more consistent, up and down our lineup. I thought some guys had some good nights tonight. Some guys were just okay in that regard, and probably a little bit more inconsistent than some others. But again, it's a step in the right direction. We got to continue to learn. We got to continue to teach. And continue to kind of find that identity that we need to play. And it's just going to take a little bit of time. But our guys are putting in the work. I got to give them credit. They're attentive in our video sessions. They're attentive in between periods and when we're talking about certain things and certain plays and games. And I got to give these guys credit. They're working. It's just a slow process, and we got to kind of start speeding up, because come Thursday night, that pace is not even close to what it was tonight.
Last one here.
Smith.
Thought he was really good. Thought he was engaged. Obviously, the one turnover, and in probably the last couple of years, he'd do that and it kind of would go into a shell. And I like how he responded from that. So that was positive for sure.
You're watching me, but you need to be watching Bay Area Sports Wrap. Bay Area Sports Wrap on YouTube. Like and subscribe, and there's a good chance you might get to heaven.